Hello, so today we'll be checking out the real car dealer. Like the name implies, he's a car dealer here on YouTube, and he specializes in selling cars that are under $5,000. He tries his hardest to get the cheapest cars possible to sell to Americans so they don't break their pockets, break their bank trying to get a car. Anyway, he's selling $2,500 cars, even lower than he used to or what he started with, and now he's struggling to even sell those as a sign of, where things are currently at with our economy. So let's check out his video.
I'm a car dealer that sells cars that are $5,000 and under, and I have been one for 14 years now. And right now, we have cars in a price range that I haven't seen on my car dealership since like before the pandemic. We're able to go to auction right now and buy cars for a lot less than what we have been in at least recent memory. And right now, I have 5 cars on my lot that are $2,500, and even those cars right now are sitting and not selling on my car dealership. This is very weird right now for our car lot, because usually what happens, and through the 14 years that I've been doing this, is okay, we buy cars, we price them cheaply. I mean, you see cars behind. This is my car lot. These are my actual prices. We don't have any fees or anything after that. We don't have a dock fee. Like, I mean, this car is $3,500. I mean, somebody comes into our lot, they pay $3,500 plus whatever taxes they pay to the North Carolina government, which is like $150 per car. That's it. We don't. It's not like a customer comes here and they see.
So you can pop up here. These are some pretty clean cars too. Let me put it into a better frame. Here's some pretty clean cars. Like 2,500. That's a great beater, right? That's a great car to get you back and forth from work. Very clean. And he said only $150 per car you have to pay to the government. Wish it was like that in Louisiana. Tell me how much it is for y'all in y'all states. But very clean cars. There's no like immediate reasons why nobody would want these cars, or a person without a vehicle wouldn't want these, outside of not having the finances to get them.
A price, and then there's $1,000 on top of that for any kind of fees. Like you see at a lot of dealerships, we don't do that in my dealership. So it's not like we're hurting ourselves in that way when we're actually trying to sell these cars. But what's very weird is that these cars that we're having here that are $3,000, I mean, there's a Ford Taurus where there's $2,500. You can argue, Ford Taurus is not even worth $2,500. But in our history, we've seen that, okay, anything that starts and runs and drives and is decent for $2,500, we sell it instantly. We haven't been able to do that for the last 4 or 5 years, and now we have a situation where we have lots of cars for $3,000, $3,500, $2,500, and they're still not selling. And this worries me greatly. And now what we're dealing with right now is, even after about 2 weeks ago.
I mean, these are some solid looking vehicles too, right? Like, you've got multiple vehicles with at least 5 seats in them for like a family.
If you've been watching this channel, you can kind of see what my car dealership is doing, the price points that we're trying to stay at, if we're slow, if we're fast, whatever. I'm going to give you all these updates here. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. It's a brand new channel. Check it. You might not be subscribed. But whenever 2 weeks ago, I put out a video saying, okay, we're slow, and I'm worried about it because this is the most cars that I've ever had at this time of year. And we're not moving cars. And I'm worried about the overall economy because people aren't buying $2,500 cars right now. Well, what can I do? Because what I have been...
And it's not like the amount of 16-year-olds or the amount of young people needing vehicles, or just people in general needing cheap vehicles, has decreased. So it's not like the market has sized down. The only thing that's sized down is the amount of people in the market that can actually afford the car. And we're talking about $2,500 cars here versus the $48,000 average sticker price of a brand new vehicle in 2025.
Doing is that, okay, you lower your prices until you find a price point where people will actually spend. But what if that price point doesn't really exist? If we lower cars that we were selling for $3,500, $4,000 just a few months ago because they were that expensive, it's not like I was making more money. It's just I was having to pay more money for those cars at auction. And now I'm paying a lot less for those same cars at auction. Prices are coming way down where I'm able to price them at $2,500, $3,000. But the buyers that we had 2-3 months ago that would scoop up those cars, even to the tune of, okay, I had 150 some cars, and then we sold just about everything we had through tax season, got down to 7 cars for sale on my lot. All those $2,500 cars, they were the first ones that went. This was only 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, that we experienced this. And now I have cars that, in my opinion, are better quality and a cheaper price all at the same time. And we're worried about even being able to move them. These $2,500 cars have now sit on my lot for the last week and a half, and they're not getting sold. And here's the thing.
So I made a little video on this. The Consumer Price Index, which is a study done by a university once a month, basically test how confident people are in the economy and how confident they are to go out and spend money. And it is at dangerously low levels in terms of people's confidence in spending money. Everybody's holding on to their dollars a little bit tighter than before. Scams are higher than ever before. People trying to scam other people out of their money because they're in horrible financial situations themselves. And it's evident in people not even going out and buying the cheapest cars available. Probably in the state, probably in the city at the very least.
It's not like people are coming here, they're calling us, asking about it, we're getting leads on these $2,500 cars, and they're coming here, they're like, oh, this car is junk, I'm not going to buy it. We are not getting calls on $2,500 cars. This is what worries me. I would actually feel better about the situation if we would put these $2,500 cars online. People would come test drive them. We'd get a bunch of calls, a bunch of leads, and then they say, "Oh, this car's there's something wrong. I just don't want this car. This car's too gross. This car is not mechanically sound." That I would actually feel better about because there's something I can do about that. I can go fix the car. I can look at the car and be like, you know what, this is just not desirable because of the car and not the price point. And that's not the case. What the case is that people are just not spending money. And I can tell you that on most Saturdays, we generally sell between 5 to 8 cars just about every Saturday. Saturdays are our biggest day of the week. And this past Saturday we sold 4. And I'm okay with that. That was actually pretty decent for us. I think this time of year and what we're experiencing right now. But the rest of the week was pretty much dead. And for me to be able to actually make money, let's go back. So for me to actually break even, we have to sell about 11 cars a week is where we're at. And I think last week we sold like 8 cars. So we're getting close to that. But that's just my break even. So if I go through multiple weeks of only selling 7, 8 cars a week, then my car dealership is actually going to start losing money. And that's not where I want to be. If we can break even, then I'm okay with that. I can talk about it here on YouTube. I can make money doing that. I can be able to make
It is an especially hard problem to have with a business, right? Because there are so few businesses that actually care about their customers like this and want to try their hardest to provide a good product or a reasonable product at a reasonable price, right? And $2,500 for a car, it's pretty nice, right? I mean, even on minimum wage, you can save up for a couple of months and be able to get one of these vehicles, so you can have something to get you from point A to B. And it sounds like his state, unlike mine, doesn't have crazy high insurance. Actually, we have the highest auto insurance in the country. But it sounds like they don't have crazy insurance, and they don't have crazy state fees to register the cars. So you could probably be in a car in a couple of months if you really wanted one, going to his dealership. And the idea that the business problem is, do you increase your cars? Do you start getting cars that are more expensive? Do you now go into that category of people who can spend $48,000, $20,000, $15,000 for a car, and now ostracize the group of people who really needs cars but literally just can't get them right now, which is the reason they aren't selling? Or do you go even higher, and start selling way more expensive vehicles? You have a much bigger profit margin, but you aren't helping people. You aren't helping the people who really, really need it as much as you could be. It's a very hard position for him to be put in, and there's nothing else to blame outside of the current economic state of the United States of America. Not the world, economic state of the United States of America. The whole world's been struggling with inflation and lots of things, but us specifically in these past couple of months, this past half year, it's been something different.
The business can sustain itself. My people get paid. I'm able to still offer cars to consumers who can't really find this price range anywhere else. That's a win-win. Obviously, I would want to make money, but in the grand scheme of things, if we just are able to roll business, I'm able to pay people, I'm able to get cars to people, and I still can make money on YouTube, I'm fine with that. So that's something I'm okay with. What I'm not okay with is if we go through 3-4 months of not selling like that 40 to 45 cars I need to sell in a month to just break even on my expenses. And if we sell 20 to 30 cars, that's what I'm not okay with. And we get to that situation, then I can find myself losing $10,000, $20,000 every single month. Most people, I know there's a lot of you down there. Well, just check in the comments. You'll see them. The ones that think I have no clue what I'm doing at all. I've been doing this for 14 years though. I've been able to make money every single year. I feel like I have a little bit of a grasp on how to make money in the car market. But even with that, it's a tricky situation right now, and it's very difficult to navigate, but I still want to try to figure out how to make money in this car market. So one thing that could actually help us going forward is that we just had some the trade talks seem like they're going well. I won't say they're going great, but we have a pause with China right now, and that literally just
Oh man, on to this, right? Let's just be objective. If you're a Trump fanboy, I'm sorry. Things have gotten better, but they are still not better than before he came into office and began all this. We have a 20% tariff, which is higher than when he originally took office in 2016. And we have effectively just moved things from the point where he ruined everything, or things were ruined, or like these policies completely ruined everything, back to where they were when he first came into office. And this is the thing that made the market explode, and this is the thing that everybody was celebrating and clapping. We're just back to the beginning. We're back to the start. This is the normal state of things, and it's still worse than originally or before him. So there has been no advancement in the talks. The Chinese still have the power in terms of tariffs because we buy so much stuff from them, and people are hurt if they tax us a bunch or tariff us a bunch. So ultimately, the people holding the bag are us. It's not there hasn't been much advancement. I hate to see it. I hope it changes soon, but that's just the case.
Happen. So maybe that takes some of the fear out of the market, because I feel like there's still money that's out there in the system. I know a lot of people out there are broke. Inflation is killing everybody right now, but I feel like the faucet got turned off too quickly, where it's not like, okay, everyone just ran out of money all at the same time. And I feel like it's just people holding on to money. So that leads me to believe that it's more of a fear-induced slowdown that we're actually experiencing right now. And maybe as trade talks get a little bit better, maybe people start spending a little bit more money, and that could potentially benefit us. So there could be some softening on that fear that's in the market, to start to generate some more sales. And I don't know how quickly that's actually going to enter the system, but I feel like once you start taking some of this fear out of the market, then you're going to have people that go back into buying expensive things. I say expensive, but for a family that has not a lot of money, like a $3,000 or $3,500 purchase, that's very expensive for them. And if people are not as fearful of their items going up, and what I hear from a lot of people is that, okay, what's going to happen with Christmas? Like most of all the toys that kids are getting, they're made in China, right? So what's going to happen about that? I go to a couple stores
Even their little tablets,
and they're already talking about price increases. So when they are looking,
like most kids just want a tablet now, right? Most kids aren't playing with toys anymore, as depressing and sad as that is. But even the tablets are Chinese made, unless they're Chinese made. There's no way around that. So even those might take a little price hike.
At their price increases like 10-20% on some of the goods that they actually sell. Well, those owners are choosing not to spend money in their personal lives because they're worried about what their customer is going to do on the other end. And it's a similar situation with me, where, okay, we saw that a lot of these these new car prices were supposed to go up. So maybe I think about getting tighter on my money. Maybe there's a big purchase that I would want to make that I'm not going to, because I just don't know what's going on in the market right now. Everyone is feeling this across, whether you're poor, whether you're middle class.
We're about to be in a state where we're going to be in depression level state, and we're already in a silent depression, right? But we're going to be in a state where this is going to traumatize and affect us so much, just like it did the boomers, that we are going to repeat the cycle, and we're going to hold so tightly onto every dollar we make and all the money we get. And we're going to learn how to be very resourceful with the things that we have, to the extent of this affecting how we treat our kids, this affecting our outlook on the future and what we do in the future. This is going to have major generational effects on how we spend money just going forward, because who knows when the next inflation is going to happen, right? So in terms of just like people buying stuff and the frenzies of the 2010s and everybody feeling like they had money to spend and things were going pretty well, that's a wrap. And people who were feeling it tight then are going to feel it even tighter now.
Whether you're rich, everyone has been tighter with their money over the last 2 months because of a lot of this fear that's been put into the market, because we just don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to go up in price. We don't know how people are going to spend their money. So because of all that, well, if you pull some of that out of the market, some of that fear out of the market, it might allow people to start spending money again, even on the lower ends. If some of the fear comes out, maybe we start selling some $2,500 cars. So that's the silver lining of what's happened, at least in the last few days, to allow me to think that maybe things will get a little bit better for here. Hopefully, we've already seen the bottom of of our demand. And I can tell you that our inventory, we have been able to increase it greatly. Right now, this is the most cars that I've ever had during this time of year, and I attribute that to a lot of car dealerships at these auctions that we go to. They're not buying, and we have continued to buy. So I would guess that once the market picks back up, once some of this fear comes back out, it might be tougher for us to buy. It's very tricky for us to navigate. Anyway, but I'm going to let you know what we're dealing with on a
Yes, that's pretty much it. It's just wild, right? He's got the most affordable cars in the business. There's a humongous complaint right now with $48,000 cars. People don't realize that that's not even a thought, or that's not even a potential experience for a lot of people. There's not even a single thought going towards whether or not they're going to buy a $48,000 car. That's not even a problem for them, because it doesn't exist within their realm of possibilities or their room of problems. Rather than that, they're focusing on paying rent every single day, which is consistently increasing, and buying food, which is also increasing in price, and buying gas, which I guess is stabilizing. No, not really. It's also increasing in price. That's about it. What do y'all think about this video? What do y'all think about the fact that people can no longer afford $2,000 cars? And how do you feel about the future? Let's do our own little survey. How do you feel about, how confident are you to go out and just spend money right now? Or how confident are you in our economy recovering to previous highs and continuing to go up to the moon, right? Everything somehow magically increasing in value.